Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Football Analysis on SEETV. It is O1 Best Saturday, Football in Saturday, which is it for you? Are you planning to just rest at home and chill and just catch up with friends and family? Or you're planning to engross yourself in this beautiful game like I am planning to do? This is your number one online television station. We give you back-to-back premium from sports to movies to music and of course to food. Okay, guys, I'll be going on a very, very short break because you already know that I'm not alone. I think you already do know. I'm going to be introducing my in-house pundit in a minute. All right, so stick around. I'll be back before you know it. Hey there. So you think you know about football? Join me, Omola Bakeraji, on SEETV every Tuesdays and Thursdays and put your football knowledge to the test. You stand a chance to win up to 5 gigabytes of data. All you have to do is to follow us across our social media handles and answer the question on there correctly. To participate on the live quiz show, our handles are on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. It is at SEETV Live, and on Instagram and TikTok, it is at SEETV Live 1. So if you think you know about football, this is the place to be. Welcome back. It is still Football Analysis on SEETV. Joining me on the show today, I've got with me the amiable, the Mr. Liverpool. I've got Ibrahim Harabioja. I won't be mentioning the nickname. So.
Easy Baba, number one.
I don't care if it's about tech, but anywho, how have you been? How are you doing? And which of the games are you looking forward to the most across all the leagues? Which game is it for you this weekend?
Okay. Good day. I'm good. I know you don't want to mention it, but I'm pretty sure my people here know. Easy Baba number one, aka Ibrahim Adinho. It is what it is. It might come as a shock, but it shouldn't be. If you have been an ardent follower of our shows, you know that since the season started, I've been looking forward to one game in particular, and unsurprisingly, it is not in the Premier League. I've been waiting for Napoli against Atalanta. But the thing is now that Atalanta has lost. Napoli is still on unbeaten game, unbeaten team, right? But I still want to see it. I want to see Spalletti versus Gasperini. I want to see who has the most attack-minded team in that league, because Gasperini's team has scored 21 goals in the league this season. Napoli has 28 or 31, I beg your pardon. So I want to see goals, and I can't wait to see Ademola Lookman against Victor Osimhen. I can't wait to see Gasperini against Spalletti. I want to see Napoli Atalanta so bad.
I think I get what you mean, and you're absolutely right. But for me, that game is quite interesting for me because in all competition, Napoli have now lost.
Yes,
they lost last week, or no, earlier this week actually.
Earlier this week, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how the dynamic, as it were, they're unbeaten in the Serie A. Let's see how they face off with Atalanta, seeing how the competition there is quite neck to neck.
Yeah.
It's the difference between first and second, I mean, in points, fifth and sixth, is just so close. And so, yeah, we are here for the drama and all that stuff. Okay, let's start with the Premier League now, shall we? We don't have any early kickoff, as it were, like 12:30, 1:30 kickoff. We have Nottingham Forest taking on Brentford. Forest went into the last game week with so much ginger, coming off of a win against Liverpool, a very famous win right there, but they got annihilated against Arsenal. They were thrashed, whitewashed, beaten, flogged, and every other thing you could possibly say. But now they take on Brentford, and who perhaps we can say is more their level, yeah? But they're still not their level because Nottingham Forest are not having the best of time in the EPL this season. They currently sit 20th, as they have been for quite a while. Brentford, 11th place on the log. They have 15 points as opposed to Nottingham Forest, 9. Going into this game, going by their last 2 weeks' exploits against Liverpool, and for my focus is on Forest so much because of the fact that they cannot be comfortable where they are, but they look comfortable.
That was harsh. That was harsh on them, but is it really harsh? I think it's the best terminology to use for them, because to an extent it looks like they're comfortable at the 20th position. They've only had 2 wins all season, and that is way too bad. What I see that they can't do is break Derby County's record of 11 points in the Premier League, which is the worst point tally ever accrued in the Premier League. They are not going to do that for us. They are better not. Because Taiwan when he is there, it's not
But
fine
no, I
for
don't
us,
think they
Nigeria.
can do that. I can't. They're already ninth. Before the end of the season, they will get more than 2 points.
Hopefully,
Hopefully, they should get more than 2 points. Else, Steve Cooper should get his bag packed.
everybody, including Miranadi and Miraniki,
I love
their
how we
owner.
go.
Miraniki himself just dropped the whole the keys to the place. I'm like, okay, I'm done. If that is the case, but I see them doing better than that, and they are coming up against Brentford, who has been very very impressive under um, Thomas Frank, and they've been playing very very nice football. Reasons as to where they are right now in the Premier League, where they are seated 11th in the Premier League. If you have to take the first top 10 team away from the Premier League, they are number one in the team, and
From the bottom.
from the bottom, Nottingham are still 10, are still the last team. It is what it is. They might have just come. No, Brentford is using their second season in the league. Nottingham Forest coming into the Premier League after a very very long time off. They are not following in the stead of what Brentford did when they first got promoted. Leicester when they got promoted finally. Burnley when they got promoted. Although Burnley is back to the relegation, but we know the story about them when they got into the Premier League. They took their time in the Premier League before they go back there. Nottingham are looking like, oh, we just want to come and see how it is. We are going back to our home.
We're checking out the temperature here.
It is very very. It is very very. It is. The undoing is on the club's inability to prepare proper,
yeah.
and instead of getting the 23 players, the 23 man team as I used to call them. So I'm giving this game to Brentford. I'm giving this game to Brentford 100%. Nottingham might come around and shock me and get the point, 3 points. It is what it is. It's football, but on paper, they don't come close right now to Brentford.
Okay, let's see if Nottingham Forest are going to prove to Brentford that they had the ones at home or not, if Brentford will be showing their superiority to the first boys. Let's take a look at Wolves as well. 4 p.m. kickoff. All of this round of games, we have 4 games for the 4 p.m. hour this evening. All right, Wolves taking on Brighton. Wolves are without Diego Costa, which is not the miss they would have wanted. It's not our based of injury. It's based of suspension, getting himself a very interesting red card right there. Brighton coming off of a very, very impressive weekend, taking on Chelsea, and what a win that was. Their first win in 4 and in 5, actually, we should say. And taking on Wolves, who have not been doing the... this is not where we expect Wolves to be, to say the very least. I see the Wolverhampton Wanderers side, and for some reason, I don't even understand what they're playing. I don't understand what they're trying to do. They still have quite the bulk of the team, but yet they are acting as though they just got into the league.
That is the... I don't know how to put it to them, because on the norms, we expect Wolves to play. We know the kind of pattern they do play. The 3-man defense, 5 in the middle. They attack you and they get their goals. They get their points. Even if they don't get 3 points all season, they know how to get their act right.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
and it has not been like that this season. Raul Jimenez has been... I can't say that I'm buried. He's still alive. My guy is still alive. But he's not been showing that to us in the league. We have not seen anything like Raul Jimenez in the league this season. His replacement, what I call his compatriot who was brought in to... Okay, come and do what you know how to do in the Premier League. You are a veteran striker. You know how the Premier League works. Come here and do it. Instead of my guy to get a goal and assist, the first thing he's getting is a red card. And it's not helping their matters. Daniel Podence is a midfielder. He's a very exciting for attacking midfielder, but he's not going to get you all the goals. Same can be said of their captain, Neves. Thank you. Neves, João Moutinho, Neto, all of them. They have players, but like you said, the bulk of them is still there. But how would I say is happening? Their defense, how much is it their defense? Okay, they are missing Conor Cody and Willy Bully, who is both at Nottingham Forest and Everton. But they should, well, probably.
I think that's very interesting you mentioned that. There's just, I can't pinpoint one exact problem that they have faced. Osesa is a fantastic goalkeeper, but yet, unfortunately, even with his heroics in goal, he still concedes. The Wolves, normally, for the past few seasons, we've been watching the Wolves, albeit under different managers. when we see them, we see so much compactness.
Mm-hmm.
To break down their defense is going to cost you work. To get maximum point off of the Wolverhampton side, you're going to pay. If you're going to get 3 points, you like job well done. You absolutely did well. So unfortunately for them, they currently sit 19th
I think
place
they're
right
taking
now.
their first, the first letter of their name seriously. I think they're the only W in the Premier League. It's just Nottingham Forest is just giving them the lift. Nottingham Forest should be like 19. They should be like,
Well, Wolves have 10 points, and no, they need to change the story of their season if they are going to be staying on in the league. And they have Brighton, like I said, they are high flying right now. I mean, they returned back to winning ways, and it was a famous one against their former manager, Graham Potter, right there. The boys decided to prove something. They had a point to prove and said, "You left us, we're going to show you," and they did. So let's see what they do.
For Roberto De Zerbi in this game.
And I don't think it's far-fetched. Absolutely, you're talking about the fact that they took on Chelsea, who were yet to lose a game under Graham Potter.
With so much confidence.
And come on, that's confidence reloaded, injected.
Facing a Wolves that is lacking in confidence, and the only person that can give them confidence up top is on the sideline. So
unfortunately for them, let's see what that game would be bringing to us now, shall we? For the 4 p.m. hour, another game that will, of course, my eyes are going to be on, as I think your eyes should also be on. Manchester City taking on Fulham. City will be having a very notable absence. That man who took the Premier League by storm, who has decided to make all of us question that is this our league or not? Is it a clone or not? I'm talking about Erling Haaland. He just might not be featuring in this game. Chances are it might be, but it's not looking like as is. It's currently out right now for Manchester City with it. They said it's a minor foot injury, but it's been too many games to be so minor. But Fulham have been punching above their weight, we have to say. 7th place they are currently seated. They sit above Liverpool, I have to mention that fact. 19 points they have from 13 games played. City have played 1 game less. They have 29 points, and they're sitting 2 points behind the Gunners. If City get the maximum points today, they go top on the league before Arsenal are going to be in action in the London Derby tomorrow. This game, on paper, we should almost argue, we should think or say that it is City's game to lose or City's game to win. But we'll also remember the fact that City have taken on supposedly lesser sides, and maybe not in the league, okay, across all competitions. I'm talking about the Champions League most especially. Copenhagen gave them something for Guardiola to think about. No goals for them in that game, which is unusual of the Pep Guardiola side. And now they're taking on Fulham, who have been quite impressive. Getting the goals, it's not been a drought for them. They've been getting the goals as well, even though they've conceded exactly what they've gotten. 22 goals for them, 22 goals they have also conceded. For Manchester City, of course, you'd expect that they should beat everyone and throw us all out of the water. 37 goals they have scored, but they're without Erling Haaland, which is a major absence.
It's going to be a major absence. But if you want to put it into context, Erling Haaland has 17 Premier League goals. If you take that away from the total goals Manchester City have scored, they have 20. That's just 2 less of what Fulham has scored
the entirety.
In entirety, and they have conceded 22. So Alexander Mitrovic, fantastic form he's in right now. Part of the highest goal scorers in the Premier League. Although we know who the highest goal scorer is, nobody's fighting with him. Nobody's fighting for it. Marco Silva's boys have been overly impressive in the Premier League this season. After their perfect start to the season against Liverpool, they have been going from strength to strength, and I'm actually very impressed, because before the season started, everybody Fulham, they will come and go just like Norwich. They switch places. One gets promoted, the other one gets relegated. That's just how they have been. But right now, we are seeing that Fulham are taking that. I think they took that seriously, especially Alexander Mitrovic, who they say will score 830,000 goals in the Championship. And when it comes to the Premier League, 2 goals and beam. But right now, my guy is very close to the double digits, and we are still very early in the season. It's very, very nice. It's a very, very nice thing for Fulham. But I do not really see them holding Manchester City all through, because even if they are missing the services of Erling Haaland, do not forget they have Phil Foden. Do not forget they have Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Ike Gundogan.
You have everybody.
And the person that impressed me the most midweek in Julian Alvarez is a like for Sergio Aguero. He has not gotten to what Sergio Aguero has ever achieved in his life, but he's on that pedestal. he is going to get there. That is what is scaring me. Because if you can be playing like this at this your age, and you are being paired with Erling Haaland and Phil Foden, with Kevin De Bruyne behind you and Bernardo Silva behind you, spraying the passes, and you have Riyad Mahrez and Ike Gundogan on the bench waiting for their turn.
Yeah. Yeah. We feel the pain of every other club are playing in the Premier League right now. My heart goes out to you. It's not easy. For the only team that have defeated Manchester City this season, it is quite the fate. They've defeated them, but they're still very, very far away from them on the log. Leeds United taking on Bournemouth, 4 p.m. kickoff as well. Leeds, last time out, had a great time at Anfield. Some of you especially, I don't think is going to forget that in a hurry. They are still quite close to the relegation battle, though, because it is quite the journey or the battle in that place. Bournemouth have played a game more than Leeds United have. Bournemouth with 13 points, Leeds United with 12.
It's like a point for each game for the both of them. Just like a point for each game. Leeds
and
have played
it's
12
so
points.
It's so exciting, or not, the fact that Leeds United have gotten their first win in 5. They have had 3 wins all season. Bournemouth, same thing, yeah? That particular stat is the same. Bournemouth have drawn 4, Leeds have drawn 3. Bournemouth have lost 6, Leeds have lost 6 as well. So it's quite tight, quite close. Yeah. But Leeds are coming off of a win over Liverpool, and you're taking on Bournemouth. I think you should be like, if we believe it, we can achieve it.
Yeah, true. Especially with the fact that it was a win at Anfield. Now they're going to be at their home, and they might be taking that into cognizance like, oh, we defeated Liverpool at Anfield. Let's take that stead. Let's go on that pedestal and let's move forward. But it is hard. They should go ask Nottingham Forest how it was. Nottingham Forest beat Liverpool and they got beat for 5. But now Nottingham Forest faced a standout position in Arsenal. They are coming to face Bournemouth, who are just like for like them. So it might contradict. And the fact that them getting 3 points off Liverpool and them getting 3 points off Bournemouth is going to be a tougher thing than what Nottingham Forest did. But I see it coming easily for them. I'm not going to lie for you, because Bournemouth, they have been fine, fantastic. After losing to Liverpool, that shambolic 9-0 defeat to Liverpool, they kept down. They went on a 7-game unbeaten run before they started losing back-to-back again. They have lost back-to-back 3 times now. They are coming up against Leeds United, and I see them trying to end whatever streak that they are bad dismal run they are on right now. I see them trying to get something out of this game. And Leeds do not have the services of Rodrigo Moreno, Sinistera, Aronson, and Patrick Koch. All of them are out with injuries, and it might affect them. But let's see what they can come up with. But if you're asking me, this game is a 50-50 thing. The best team should win it, but I do not see Bournemouth lying low to allow Leeds just play over them and get all 3 points.
Let's see who is going to be the hungrier of the two sides. Leeds United taking on Bournemouth, 4 p.m. kickoff. That one, and for the 6:30 p.m. kickoff, we have Everton taking on Leicester City. Everton have been like the yo-yo side, I should say, because it's not, you can't say exactly which Everton is going to show up on the day, and that's one thing I think Thomas, beg your pardon, Frank Lampard would like for his boys to not have, be consistent, getting the result, getting the goals. And talking about goals, Everton have not been scoring that many goals, but the return of Dominic Calvert-Lewin absolutely has to bolster their confidence right there. They have scored 11 goals all season and have conceded 12. They currently sit 12th place and they have 14 points. They take on, so it's this particular game, yeah. Leicester City, I'm speechless.
And Leicester City.
And what's so interesting for me is the fact that, in case you're wondering if City, beg your pardon, not the City, Leicester City are having a drought of goal scoring, maybe, but it's not the case. Mm-hmm. They've scored 21 goals all season, 10 more than Everton have scored. Everton are head, shoulder, and feet above Leicester City right now. And for both managers, different tales. Everton are not getting the goals. You see them, some games, so flat up front.
Flat-footed
For Leicester, not the same way. They are getting the goals. They just can't hold on to the point. What are you expecting to see in this particular fixture?
Fireworks. Attack against defense because Everton have the best defense in the league right now. Yeah, they have one of the best defense in the league right now.
Consider one of the least goals.
Consider one of the least fewest goals. Kudos to their defense line. Kudos to their goalkeeper in Jordan Pickford, who has decided to be a nuisance against most teams. Like, do you think you can score? Come now, let me see. About Leicester, they don't know how to stop scoring. But as they don't know how to stop scoring, so they don't know how to stop conceding. The game against Manchester City was one that, how would I put it, altered their fine run of form.
Clean sheet actually.
Clean sheets, first time in the league this season, and it was looking all good for them. It was looking on the up, but we all knew it was going to be complicated coming up against Manchester City. But they tried. They started to just scoring one goal, and it was just a set piece, a very remarkable set piece from KDB. Don't let's forget. Banking on that euphoria and taking it to the next game, I see fireworks are plenty, as I first said. I see goals are plenty, as I first said. Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored on his first start in the Premier League this season. Failed to score in the second game, and this is the third one for him. And don't forget my boy Alexander Iwobi, who has been fantastic this season. Anthony Gordon, Michaelenko, their left back, who has been impressive. Most people don't put scoring chance into Everton's game, but if you do, you see how much Michaelenko has improved Everton's defense line, and just not him. Him and Conor Cody, they have been fantastic. So I see this is going to be like an attack against the defense. Attack-wise, being that Leicester have Jamie Vardy, Ian Acho, RV Barnes, Yuri Tillemans, and James Maddison. Up there, all those guys. They can easily get goals for them. You don't know who's going to provide the assist. You don't know who's getting the goals. But for Everton, we know it is in between Iwobi, Calvert-Lewin, Anthony Gordon, and Demarai Gray. And Demarai Gray is actually coming up against his former team. So it's Demarai Gray. So it is in between those guys to get the goals. Whereas Leicester have plenty of people to get the goals. So I want to see attack against defense. This is like no how do I put it? No shades to Leicester and Everton, especially Leicester, because they are former Premier League champions and FA Cup champions and everything. No shades there. This is like a Atalanta Napoli 2.0.
Okay, let's see if that game is going to deliver on the drama and the goals we're expecting to see for the 6:30 p.m. Kickoff for tomorrow. It is quite the game, quite the matchup, quite the excitement, quite the result, if whichever it is that does happen. We're talking about the fact that Chelsea, coming off of a very, very interesting weekend last time out against Brighton, they got beat clear, square. It wasn't a gift. They actually beat Chelsea. Arsenal actually did beat Nottingham Forest as well. It was a thrashing. So for both sides, different end of the spectrum. Graham Potter coming off of his first loss as Chelsea's boss. Mikel Arteta's boys, high flying. They have only lost one game all season, and that was to Manchester United. So it is, they've only lost one, they've drawn one. All game, yeah. So no, we're not counting PSV. We're not going to do that to them. So they've only lost one game so far this season in the EPL, and they're taking on Chelsea, whose season has not been going on the lane, I guess, as they would want to. We mentioned the fact that they just lost their first game under their new boss.
Yeah.
But game-wise, I think there's still a lot they would like to correct. For Mikel Arteta, it seems like all is well in their world, but we know that in this game, in a derby of this magnitude, sometimes form does go out of the window.
Straight up.
So, who do you think is going to be the victor in this one?
It's a London derby. It's hard to decipher, especially the fact that Chelsea is at the house, is at the Stamford Bridge. Coming off the fact that, as you just said, Graham Potter's first loss was just a week ago, and against his former side, and it was an embarrassing one to say the least. Now they're coming up against Arsenal, who have been high flying, 5-0 defeat of Nottingham Forest, who were high flying after beating Liverpool, thinking they were on the same pedestal to beat Arsenal, but Arsenal showed them the boss. They won that, went into the Europa League, won that as well. So now they are bringing if there is anything like not a game, the AS game they can to this derby, because this is like one major test for Mikel Arteta's boys. Like, okay, let's see, do you guys have the mental fortitude to bear the? Okay, we were first talking about the mental fortitude for the whole duration of the season. Now, how long they are going to cope? And apart from that, let's see how you face against the big boys. They have played against Manchester United where they got beat. They played Liverpool, they won that. They played Tottenham, they beat Tottenham. So now I want to see the first. It was Manchester City we were waiting for. It got postponed due to Mama Charlie's demise, and now they are coming up against Chelsea, and there's nothing that is going to goalkeepers. There's nothing that's going to postpone that game. So I want to see how they are going to come and turn up against Chelsea. This is going to be very fantastic. Yeah, if this game ends in a 0-0 stalemate, we have to write a petition for it to be replayed, because I can't imagine it ending 0-0. And on Chelsea's part, they are going to be missing the services of Ben Chilwell, Rhys James, and Kepa Arrizabalaga due to injuries. But Mendy is back. He failed to keep a clean sheet still, but I see him rejuvenated against Arsenal, and but it's going to be hard against Martinelli and the likes. Is Bukayo Saka going to be fit for this game?
I think he should.
We don't know. It's a 50-50 thing. Mikel Arteta did not come out clean on it. Probably he was going to start. He was going to have a big part in the game. So, like I said, fireworks all through for this game. Fireworks all through. It's the London derby. Arsenal are top of the table. Chelsea are coming up, and after getting a new manager, they feel like, okay, we can do this against Arsenal. So if Arsenal gets a win in this game, if Arsenal get a very convincing win in this game, then I'm going to, like, myself, I'm going to declare that Arsenal
are going for the title.
Not that they're going to win it. They are going to the end. They are going to go to the end of the season. I see them fighting for it, because for them to have the mental strength to beat Chelsea, who has always been their problem.
A boogie team for them, absolutely. So it's going to be very interesting. One particular game, or beg your pardon, one particular fella that my eyes are going to be on has to be Gabriel Jesus. Coming into the Arsenal side, took in like fish to water, had a fantastic start to the season. It's been very influential with whatever they're doing up top, but the goal seems to have dried out for the Brazilian. So what do you think his impact is going to be in this game? He has to be one of the biggest boys we should be looking forward to seeing for Mikel Arteta, going back to the fact that he has been in the Premier League a while, even though it's against a different side. Yeah. For Manchester City, he always had a field day against Chelsea, and you always was very, very influential for them. Now against Arsenal, his first time taking on Chelsea as a red, in this case as a gunner. What do you expect from him, going by the fact that the goal seems to have dried up a bit?
Yeah, the goal might have dried up, but not the attempts, not the contribution he has been having to the team. He has been laying the assists, even if he's not scoring the goals. He has 5 goals and 5 assists in 12 games in the Premier League this season, which is a 10 contribution. It's massive, if you want to ask me. It's massive. If he's not getting the goals, he's creating the assist or the play assist. He knows how to lay passes. He knows how to divert defenders' attention by making those important and divisive runs. So honestly, I want him to get something out of it for his confidence. But it is going to be coming hard because you are coming up against Koulibaly, coming up against Thiago Silva,
Chalobah also,
and you are coming up against Nathan Chalobah, who is going to be on a raging mode after his record got broken. Not just broken, he had the hand in it by getting an own goal. I am pretty sure if he gets the nod from Graham Potter today to start, he's not going to want to have anything to make his performance falter. He will want to have a 10/10, and that might cause problems for Gabriel Jesus. That might actually work in his favor as well, because if you are overly hyped for a game, you might commit errors, unnecessary errors, and Gabriel Jesus is one hell of a trickster. He knows how to get it to you.
Get into position and also get in your head and cause you to make some mistakes.
I want him to
Another battle I'm looking forward to seeing. We're having Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang facing on his former side. He left on not such a great note in January to Barcelona. Now he's back in England. Now he's back for Chelsea, not the former side. He's taking on Mikel Arteta's boys. Do you think he's going to have a point to prove? Former captain, I mean, this were my boys and all that stuff. What do you expect?
Before he has a point to prove, he has audio points. He has 3 points to prove. Let me just put it like that. He has 3 points to prove, and it's going to be hard for Ben White, who has been. Let me put that. I forgot to add it. Ben White has been having a very, very fantastic season. Nobody has. He's one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. He's been having a very fantastic season. Everybody's eyes has been on William Saliba. But this Ben White, he has been deputizing as a right back and also as a centre back, and he's been doing it fantastically well, even providing the assist, not just any other assist, superb crosses, superb balls into the final third. And but today he's going to be coming up against someone who knows the team as much as them in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And well, would I say the presence of Saliba, who is not really familiar with, I'm talking about Aubameyang, might be the difference. Because if it is about Gabriel Magalhaes, he knows him. If it's about Kieran Tierney, he knows him. If it's about Ben White, I just mentioned, he knows about him. Granit Xhaka, anybody else, he knows about them.
Quite familiar.
So only if Arteta directs Saliba to go mark Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, that is when, and if they do that, they will have problems. Because there's still Raheem Sterling, there's still Armando Broja. If he starts, there's still Kai Havertz, there's Mason Mount.
Gallagher is going to be starting that game as well.
Yeah.
So,
but I definitely see something here for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. If he doesn't get a goal, he's going to have an assist, and it won't be any other assist. That's be something fantastical.
Let's see how that does go. I'm sure your eyes as well as mine are all peeled for that game. 1 p.m. tomorrow is the London Derby, and I guess it's as good as mine. Who do you think is getting it? We'll be waiting to see how that game does pan out for tomorrow as well. 3 p.m. Aston Villa taking on Manchester United. Aston Villa have been having quite the pass of the beating. New manager leaving. Trying to stabilize shape, who's coming in, who's all of that news. For Manchester United, Erik ten Hag has been trying for his boys to continue to give us consistency. Maybe not 100% run they have been having, but they've been trying their best to keep it tight at the back. They've been doing their best to get in the goals, getting the points, just get closer and closer and reduce the gap. They took on Aston Villa, who have been like a yo-yo. They've been this way, they've been that way. Following the sacking of the former manager now, Steven Gerrard, they came on 4-0. And I was like, Villa back? No, Villa not, because they didn't do the needful last time out. So against Manchester United, we have to be quite a big opposition, and I'm sure they would like to avoid them, but unfortunately, they also have the EFL to look forward to against the same side. Now they take on them this weekend. And different competition,
4 days later, same team.
Poor guys. What do you expect in this particular fixture?
Might be very, very sketchy. The game might be sketchy, might be tight. It has to be tight because as a new manager coming into the team, if you want to implement your status, if you want to implement your ways in the team, the first thing you're going to look at is the defensive structure of the team. You are not going to bother about attacking. That one can come in later. For you to understand the value of what I'm saying, when Emery got to the Villa headquarters, the first thing he and the owners discussed after he had signed and everything, what the day he resumed, the first thing they discussed was about him getting Pau Torres from Villarreal, the team he left. And if you don't know Pau Torres is a fantastic defender for Villarreal. He's
powerhouse.
Yeah, he's in the Spain squad and he's still actually very young. So if he's talking about getting a defender, that means what I just said is what he's trying to do. You would have to first restructure the defense. Let me see how you guys can withstand the enough attack and then go on the counter attack. And when it comes to counter attack, Aston Villa have the players to do it. Leon Bailey is there, Danny Ings is there, Oli Watkins is there. There's Philippe Coutinho, who has not been having the best of times this season, but he's still there. And Douglas Luiz, no, come on. So I see this game. Not too many goals, and if there's too many goals, it might be due to errors and all. But I see Aston Villa trying to how would I put it?
Stand tall.
I'm talking about their defense line. They would want to pack them back there. They want to absorb all the whole attack as Manchester United can come up with. And when talking about Manchester United attack,
they're without some very key players we have to mention.
Anthony Santos, no Anthony Martial. Rashford is not 100 yet.
I think he should be available. Sancho is out.
Sancho is out. Rashford is not 100 yet. The only 100 people are there is Cristiano Ronaldo. And it is looking likely that Alejandro Garnacho might get a start or be part of the team for today. And if he is part of it, I see him getting a few minutes under his belt because we have 5 subs in the Premier League right now. So, but Emery against Eric Ten Hag, he has to be. How do I put it? This is not the debut Emery wants. If you go, I'm
against
so
Manchester
sure,
United.
this is not
But
what he wants.
for Manchester United or for something Unai Emery just might be excited about as his first game taking on United, unfortunately for him. But they're going to be having a few days, I guess, without Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United. He is suspended in that game.
Few day.
I'm just saying he is quite an influential player in that United side.
Let's
Christian
be
Eriksen
realistic.
can and
You
will.
see, I've not even said the name. You just said it. Let's be realistic. Whatever Bruno Fernandes wants to do for Manchester United, Christian Eriksen can do it and can do it better. And that is just the truth. Christian Eriksen can do it and can do it better. Let's be realistic, right? Bruno Fernandes in his games for Manchester United, all his competitions for Manchester United, he has had numerous goals and numerous assists. Nobody's disputing that fact from him. And his attacking input in the game, you can't say it is not there. But this attacking input is what the Christian Eriksen will get to you in this thing. So if he's unavailable and Christian Eriksen is there, it is a like for like replacement. The only person I would say that Manchester United don't have is problematic is probably Casemiro or Lisandro Martinez. Or if I won't say if go on to punish, but if you go on to catch Man United, if David De Gea have injuries, that is when they are going to be having problems. But for Bruno Fernandes to be missing, it's going to be missed by the Manchester United team, but it is not going to be an overly big miss. As long as there's a Christian Eriksen to do it, as long as there's, I can't say who is Fred. Yeah, Fred doesn't do his work. It might be a big miss, but it is.
I think he's going to be a big miss.
It's going to be a
We
big.
have
It's going to be
Bruno
a miss,
Fernandes
but there's
having
Christian
created
Eriksen there.
the most chances for Manchester United. It might not be getting
Because the balls have been going through him, and Christian Eriksen has played less.
You're still not going to give it to him, but hey,
No.
we'll see if...
People should not make him look like the god of Manchester United in the midfield. He is not.
Okay.
He's their main creator. But now there's a Christian Eriksen. He does what he does better.
All right. We'll see.
I'll argue it out.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Let's see if Villa will be able to take on that advantage, or perhaps they're not going to miss the fact that Bruno Fernandes will not be there, and a couple of other notable absences. I don't think Eric Ten Hag will be enjoying having so many of his boys out attacking options. I'm talking about.
I doubt Tyre Malacia is back yet.
Let's see if he will be making it into this game. So let's see. A lot of things we are waiting to see, and let's see what Unai Emery is bringing back in the second return to the EPL right now. Very exciting time, of course, and absolutely, I'm sure you're as excited as I am by all these marquee fixtures. Tomorrow, we're eating good. Southampton taking on Newcastle. What a game! What a matchup! It's a story of different tide, as it were. Southampton, quintessential Premier League side, seemingly have forgotten what it is like to be on a good run in the EPL right there. For Newcastle, they are blistering, they are hot, they are fiery, they are everything. I think they are wanting team to be right now. They currently sit fourth on the log, 24 points. They have 24 goals they have scored as well, which is very exciting, we have to say. For Southampton, the story is not the same. They have half the points, Newcastle. We have to do that mathematics for you. They have 12 points and Newcastle have 24. So very exciting. Not for them right now. They have 12 points. Yeah, I already mentioned that. They currently sit 17th on the log. So close to the drama happening in the relegation, and you expect that this weekend, if the people beneath them, talking about Forest, which I don't think they are clawing their way out this weekend at least, talking about Wolves, talking about Leicester, if they climb up the table, Southampton surely will be plunging down into that red zone, going by, not even going by form, going by personnel, going by everything that's been going on for all of the sides. It should be a Newcastle win, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, has to be a Newcastle win. Southampton have not really been overly impressive this season. Do you know how many times I've said it here about Ralph Hasenhuttl and why he's still there as a manager. I have complained, I've lamented, I have said it overly and over again. See, I am not a Newcastle personnel. I know that the amount of trust and belief they have in him has to, they would have their reasons. They should have their reasons, but enough, it's time. Like it's time.
It's banana for me.
It's like it's time. Look at Newcastle. Look at Fulham. Look at everything has been. I can't say rubbish today. They have been, like you have said, yo-yo this season, but still they are well above you. Leicester, who has been, they are still like. How many points are you? Almost same points. Like, come on. See, I would want. Honestly speaking, this is not an insult or a dig. I want a Newcastle whitewash of Southampton for them to understand how far their team has gone down in the rankings of the Premier League. It is not about the table. It's about their ranking. It's about the overall quality of the team. It is that bad. We knew Southampton to be. Why was everybody saying Southampton was Liverpool's academy one time? Because they had so many outstanding players where we can
just go and shop.
Go and shop. Just not for everybody. It's not for us. For almost everybody. We got Van Dijk from there. We got Alexander Chamberlain was from Arsenal. We got but it was one time from there. We got money from there. Lallana was from there. I don't talk about Bruce Lickland, but there are so many talents that Southampton have been known to produce over this. Quality players, but how many do they have now? It is. So like I said, I want an ideal win. I want them to beat Southampton anyhow. Honestly speaking, because
why?
I want they need to understand that they are going down the pecking order and they should work on themselves. If you don't want to sack the manager, work on the team. Let us see the works.
Get him something, enough material to work with. Let's see what.
I've not seen him in the news. That
his job is not.
Ow!
Owners have faith in him and they're standing by him or not. We'll see.
When is not Max Allegri? I don't understand.
Okay. Allegri is this guy. Okay. Newcastle, they've been having a fantastic time. We have to mention Miguel Almiron had a great outing in the month of October, as well as a couple of his other boys, Callum Wilson as well. So we didn't even have a good time for Newcastle. Everyone did. They have been in fantastic form.
Even the injured guy himself is having a good time for them.
Your point? Come on now. But on this game, based off of form, I don't see Newcastle dropping points against Southampton. But it is football. Let's see if this is going to be the comeback time for Arsenal to
It should surprise
side.
me. It should surprise me.
I am looking forward to them surprising you finally. West Ham taking a 3-2 Palace.
Okay, David
Moyes' team have been having quite the run in Europe. They cannot translate that form back home. By home, I mean the Premier League. Crystal Palace are just there and just there, as it were.
No,
but
would I say just there?
By just there, I mean that they are safe. Not in relegation. They are quite comfortable 10th place. West Ham, though, have been trying to claw their way out from the run of form they have had. They are quite close based on form, but they have 14 points, 13th place. That's what I mean by Crystal Palace being all there. But the performance we have seen from Patrick Vieira's boys, I think I would have expected more because they have been playing good football. They've been creating quite a number of chances. I've just not been seeing them grab and hold on to the points that you'd expect them to actually take. So now against West Ham, who should I say they blew everyone out of the waters in Europe.
Yeah.
They were too hot to handle.
10 points over the second place team,
which is phenomenal, right? For the Premier League, seeing West Ham in the bottom 10 feels weird for me, for David Moyes inside.
Feels weird, but I'm not going to blame him that much. Their attention is not only in the Premier League right now and the FA Cup and the League Cup right now. It has been added with the Europe, and they're just not in Champions League. They're not in Europa League and Europa Conference League, where they have to travel to Body and Glimpse. They have to travel all far and wide, as far as Macedonia, as North Cal. See, it is hard on them to an extent. I understand, but they have not been doing very, very bad. We're just talking about Southampton. They are not in any other competition apart from the Premier League, and they are way above Southampton. Same thing can be said of Leicester. Same thing can be said of Wolves. same thing can be said of Everton. They are doing their bits in the Premier League, and they knew they needed reinforcements. They tried as much as possible to get reinforcement over the summer on the person of Gianluigi Scamacca, who has had a topsy-turvy life to start to the Premier League. He's been doing his part, but not all that. But the young guns they have, and the fact that one of their young prospects in Flinders, who has been promoted to the first team by David Moyes, has been doing fantastic. Flinders has been doing fantastic. So this game is actually hard to think about who's going to win it. It's hard. Yeah, and I'm very, very impressed about Crystal Palace and Patrick Vieira. Forget where they are in the Premier League. I am overly impressed with him. See, he has attackers doing the work for him. He has attackers, and I've always said it. If Crystal Palace wants to score a goal, it's in between 4 people: Hudson Edward, Wilfred Zaha, Ebere Chieze, and Michael Olise. Between those 4 boys, and that doesn't mean the rest are not working. Milinkovic is working. Ayew is just there for me. He should have added to that. But if he wasn't part of the quartet that was scoring the goals, making it a five-man team, I can offer. See, there will be more than that 10th position where they are in, because they are playing good football. Their defense is leaking in goals. It is what it is. They don't really have a super standard defense line. And Gaeta is a goalkeeper. He's been doing well, but please, he has his off days as well. So I'll give it. Personally, I'm going to say Crystal Palace should win it. Personally, I want Crystal Palace to win it. But what David Moyes can do, what David Moyes can do.
Tactically is one of the top managers
in the EPL. Tactically.
I mean, it's going to be quite exciting what each team are going to be bringing to the table on the day, as it were. Let's see if they can extend. Talking about Palace now, if they can extend their points from West Ham to make it more, or if West Ham will be able to close down the gap from them and the top 10 side in the EPL. Away from that, we have another tasty, scintillating, delicious, fantastic, fantabulous, all the adjectives that can be lost, not lost as in losing something, as in fantastic is what I mean. Tottenham Hotspur taking on Liverpool. Tottenham have been, when it comes to taking on the big side, they have just been, their most impressive run would be that 2-2 draw against Chelsea, which were very questionable. The results against Arsenal, they were nowhere to be found. They've not given me that Antonio Conte-esque side, if you're taking on the big boys. Like, let us see what you're going to be doing against Liverpool. I think for your game club, though, we would like for them not to find that Antonio Conte-esque against this team. We'll prefer they don't, and that way they can get something. They're going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think maybe it's a good thing for Liverpool to just leave Anfield for a bit. Maybe it would do them great to be on the road.
It might do them good to be on the road, but they are coming up against Antonio Conte's team. Forget the fact that I've not been Conte-esque team. But the only thing about the Conte team that have not been impressive this season is when they face the big boys, they just go ping, they go off. We don't see anybody again. You're always wondering, like, where is Kane? Has it not to Koboko? It's just that bad. We don't see nothing from where is son? Is it now a mommy? All of them. So but I see a very different game. I see a very different approach from Antonio Conte. He knows his star boy. One of his star boys, his son is not available right now. But another star boy is coming back into the team in Dejan Kulusevski.
Who tortured Liverpool last time now?
You have to remind me, but
he did. Yeah, he had a great game against it.
Yeah.
Against it as well.
No lies about that. Yeah. So Kulusevski is back. Ojberg is on top form. Oliver Skip too has been doing his parts. Sessegnon, every one of them, they have been doing good. And they're coming up against Liverpool, especially Harry Kane. He knows how to score against Liverpool. Come on. I don't know how he does it, but he knows how to score against Liverpool. And Liverpool coming off the back of beating Napoli convincingly at Anfield, and would they use that as a back, how do I put it, as a spring? Would that add a spring to their step? I'm like, we can beat Tottenham. Who is Tottenham? Liverpool on their day can handle Tottenham easy, but
Liverpool have not been on their day a lot of times this season.
Their day has finished. The 365 days in a year don't finish for Liverpool this season. I don't know what's
the
up.
life of the season to end already.
Straight up, but and them themselves, Fabinho has not been in top form. Van Dijk has done the boss Dijk. All of them have not been in top form. Salah has gone to Christmas. I can't say in the Premier League. The only person that has impressed me this Premier League season is Darwin Núñez and Alisson. And even Alisson has been conceding goals. You don't even know it's been that impressive. So if they come up against Tottenham like they did against Manchester City, I see them getting all 3 points, especially with the fact that Tottenham do not to play the big teams right now. Conte himself has talked about it, he's pondered about it, and I want to see goals. Because they know two of them know how to be doing how to put the stinginess with goals sometimes. When you expect them to score plenty goals, you don't see anything. But I want to see goals from the two of them team, from the two teams, and whoever gets the win has to be a deserved win. I do not want to see. I'm repeating it again. I hope to God the England FA is seeing this. I don't want to see any VAR rubbish. If you walk to England, what?
Let's see if we can get there before the end of the year. Okay, so Tottenham taking on Liverpool rounds it off for us in the EPL. Let's see what all of this round of games will be coming with, and we hope it comes with exciting stuff. Let's quickly do a brief stopover in the La Liga now. Barcelona taking on Almeria today, 9 p.m. and we have quite the game there. Barcelona, Gerard Piqué leaving. It's quite the time. There's just a lot going on right there. But for Javi's boys, they are still in the running for the La Liga. Absolutely. Oh, should we ask? They're still there. Just a point behind Real.
Yeah, if not for the fact that our technical people in the house are telling us to listen up, I would have begged them for me to give me 10 minutes to talk about Barca and Gerard Piqué. But let me just listen it up. Gerard Piqué, I need the paper to write justice for Gerard Piqué, because it is unfair on the man. It is very unfair on the man, because the financial crisis Barcelona is going through right now, it is not very obvious to most people. But it is the details are leaking, and we are seeing it. How would one of your best centre backs, I don't care what anybody is going to say, it's one of their best centre backs, how would one of your best centre backs get off the team mid-season and is retiring? Not just saying he wants to leave the team, he's retiring straight up. Today's match against Almeria is going to be his last match at the Camp Nou, and this it came out all overnight. This is all of a sudden. Why? They have financial crisis. Xavi Hernandez is not starting him. This and that. But we all know that the the financial problems they are having is what is affecting them this season. Now they are one of their best centre backs is going. Ronald Araujo is unfit till next year. Jules Koundé is nowhere to be found. Christensen is still Christensen due to injury. Who do they have at the back? Xavi Hernandez himself came out to say yesterday that January we are going to the market to get a defender because we need a defender. Now they are letting their man go. They are now relying on Eric Garcia, who could not even get a starting spot in Manchester City. And who?
Let's see how the particular game.
Almeria, please beat Barca.
Whoa. And for the game for Monday, talking about the closest rival right there, talking about Real Madrid, Rayo Vallecano taking on Real. Rayo Vallecano got a very impressive draw off of Barcelona early on in the season, the first game of the season. They take on Real Madrid, who stumbled last time out. But you know that Real don't do back-to-back
stumbling.
No, they don't do that. The next person they are going to catch will most likely Salva. So now talking about Rayo Vallecano, they've been having quite the run, two back-to-back wins for them. Madrid dropping points for the second time this season, and but still yet to lose a game in the season. We have to mention that. So do you see Rayo Vallecano changing that?
The only thing I can see Rayo Vallecano doing is scoring a goal, and probably Radama Falcao will struggle to get a goal. Aside that, if Federico Valverde de para, when he scored the last game, Asensio will be feeling like I gave Girona a point. My handball give them a point. I'm going to Benzema is there, Vini is there, Rodrigo is there. Come on, Vallecano will get it. Next.
Ouch. Okay, and that takes us away from the La Liga. Let's take a look at the Serie A, where Isbaba is doing like this, so ready to talk about this particular game. Gasperini taking on Luciano Spalletti's boys, Atalanta, taking on Napoli. Atalanta stumbled for the first time all season, talking about loss across all competitions. They're still yet to lose a game in the Serie A. Do you think that Atalanta will be the team to do that to them? Atalanta have stumbled once this season, Napoli have not. So, do you think they're going to try and balance it out like that? Me, I've lost one, you to lose one, so we can all be, fair.
As much as I don't want to admit, it is extremely likely. It is extremely likely that they do that. Do you know I'm saying this? Because this game, the defenders and the goalkeepers are going to be, they could suffer. Because it is going to be attack against attack. Atalanta don't know how to really defend. What they want, you want to score 6 goals, we are here to score 8 goals. Napoli, you want to score 5 goals, we are here to score 10 goals. That is how the two teams are. This is going to be I can't wait. Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, Machkalelia. This is game. I want goals. Minimum of 4 goals.
Something that is opposite, I would say, is the fact that Atalanta will know at that side give us the high goal scoring margin. This season, Napoli collected that beating from them because Napoli is scoring 30 goals this season. Atalanta scoring 18. It's quite far apart.
Atalanta scored 18 or 21? 18
actually in the league. And so it's very interesting for me. Let's see who is going to be falling, who is going to be stumbling.
It's because of Zapata now.
Absolutely.
Zapata has not been there and it's painful.
So another game my eyes are going to be on. Roma taking on Lazio. These two sides, talking about their manager, they have history. Lazio have history with Roma. Roma has same way. Mourinho has history with Sarri. Sarri has Mourinho. Both managers fantastic on their day, and they have drama for this.
This game should be filled with drama. 4th against 5th, and whoever gets this might end up coming second on the team. On the table by the end of the weekend, and Mourinho is almost going to lose this opportunity, same as Maurizio Sarri. And Maurizio Sarri is coming off the heartbreak of his team losing out in the Europa League, not via points though, by goal difference, which is painful. But I see them. Let me use Yoruba. They might want to corner. They want to take their vengeance up on Roma, and if they try and do that, Roma would shock them, especially with Zaniolo on top form.
Okay, Juventus Inter Milan. Max, your guy. Do you think is going to be fast by your other guy?
I would have wanted him to get trashed, but it is hard to see. Juve, I can't say unfortunately, but they have improved, and I'm happy to an extent. I'll bet that guy is still there, but I'm happy to an extent that they are coming up and they are playing good football. Same as Inter Milan as well. Lautaro has decided to wake up. Same as Juventus themselves. So it's going to be an evenly balanced game. Anybody that gets the win deserves it, but I don't want them to beat no. It's too much.
Okay. All right. Away from that, a quick stopover. After taking on Bayern in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich are looking to get to the summit of the Bundesliga, and they are hoping that Union Berlin will be stumbling against Leverkusen tomorrow. So, do you think Hertha will stand?
Hertha are not standing any chance. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see how that will just go. For the Liga, though, let's see if Paris Saint-Germain will be able to take on Lorient tomorrow and cause them some headache. Or do you think Lorient would go like PSG? I have your time.
Yeah, they'll go like PSG. I have your time. Lorient are 4th on the table. It is not very, very far between them point-wise, but quality-wise and player-wise, it's very, very far apart. So PSG should get the win, but it might be hard, but they should get the win.
Okay, let's see what Kylian Mbappe and Co. Talking about Neymar and
Lionel
Messi.
Ulomo.
They've woken up. They're not playing with the Mondial. Already, all guns blazing. Okay, we hope you had so much fun hanging with us, talking football today. And we always do this 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursdays, and on Saturdays we come with the juice, the sauce, and all that. So do well to take care of yourself. So, Isababa, final words on the show?
Liverpool should not disappoint me against Tottenham Hotspur. Please, I'm using God to beg you, don't disappoint me. Juve, don't disappoint me against Inter Milan. Please, I'm using God to beg you. Atalanta Napoli, don't disappoint me. I want goals. Please.
Okay, we hope you hear his plea. I do hope. For the sake of peace in this video, we hope you hear his pleas and deliver. Do well to take care of yourself and have a fabulous weekend. Adios and bye for now.
Bye.
Hey there. So you think you know about football? Join me, Omola Bakaraji, on SEETV every Tuesdays and Thursdays and put your football knowledge to the test. you stand a chance to win up to 5 gigabytes of data. All you have to do is to follow us across our social media handles and answer the question on there correctly. To participate on the live quiz show, our handles are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It is at SEETV.